Little trains in a big world, moving slow, chugging through valleys where no winds blow. Painted hills and plastic trees, quiet whispers of old memories. Little trains, little dreams, rolling softly through the seams. Tiny tracks in a giant land, guided gently by a steady hand. Accurately built with a craftsman's care, tiny bridges hanging in midair.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while since you've had an update from the railway, and this is just mainly because I've not really been up here. But I've made two new acquirements over the last week. One of them I am going to be reviewing, and the other one I'll just mention in its own video about buying on YouTube basically. But the main focus of this little video is the corner that is behind you, that myself and Sean, I had the idea, Sean sort of executed it, put together, and the short of it is it's just not working. The inside is a bit too tight for the 66, it does go round it. It's also a little bit too tight for the new loco. 37 does manage it, and I think that's just to be how the motors are. But as you can see, there is a little extra room. So what I'm going to do is I am going to splice a bit of track in between to extend them, and then that should be able to extend the curvature. On failing that, we will take where you can see the edge of the wall, we will replan that and have the corner starting sooner and coming round. But first of all, we'll just try that. Now I have already got the soldering iron fired up and going, so that's not a problem. So first of all, we need to unsolder that one and that one, and then we will push that out a bit further, which will make that corner a bit nicer. Do the same with this one, and then measure a piece of track, put it in the middle, and hopefully that will cure the problem. I really need to get another set of loft boards, because where I'm stood there's no loft boards. Right, so as I say, already got the soldering iron powered up. Whilst I've been waiting for this to start, it should be nice and hot already. I just need to separate them out. Right, so that's that one separated out. Because I've still got all the track that I had when I started this, so there we go. Now I already know that this just peels off. Right, so let's extend that all the way around like so, and then bend that like so. Right, so we only need a little part in that to go in, and then that will be fine. Right, and this one, some of these gluing points. I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to rip the solder joint on this side out. That there, around, roughly like that, I reckon. Yeah, that's better than what we had. So let me just don't fall over. So yeah, that looks much better. And then I can get that to meet up. So it's only like 2 little sections of track I'm actually going to need. That one. One like that there. Let me just put a dab of glue down there. So. Right, Dremel is charging and I've got the first piece here. Which is typically a sleeper too long. So it turns out I will need the Dremel to chop it down. Yeah, because it doesn't even fit in the other side. We are doing the outer one first. So let's get some solder down on here. Very steady today. Right, the finer details we can work out once we're all connected up. It is all about getting at least connected up. And then, like I said, once we're connected up, we can worry about finer details of how stuff is going to sit. Don't think there's enough solder on there. There's enough solder on one side. Right, that side does need to be because of the heat in such a small bit of track. this side needs the same treatment. I'll warm it up. Drop it down. Let it dry. Well, set. There we go. A bit further down that one. That's fine now. Just needs to set. There we go. I would say it's fine, but it is actually slightly out. I'll do this quickly. I can set it before the heat up. Track up, down. Do it again. Still too much of a rise in that. I'll get my trusty coach in a second and we'll give that a go. I think that's still. Yeah, a bit too much still. Not even connected anyway. Slightly off, but let's see how that was. I don't know whether that was me or the rail. Are you satisfied with that? And that's not. Could. I think that's actually a bit better. I'm satisfied with that. Next rail. Right, let me get a piece cut for this. Let me just prise this up. Turns out that was in really well. Right, what we'll do is we'll put this one in. Get that nail up. Nail's neither used for ornament now. Right, so we'll get this side connected up first, and then we'll do the other side. I need to just slightly shift one of those rails. That'll do. So we'll get this side in, and then we'll worry about the other side in a moment. This side will take a bit of angling, just because of how this actually is. Get rid of that a minute. Ow, that's hot. Not I can see. Right, that's it's smooth but not in line. It's too high. Don't want a lot of heat when I'm just in. I just want enough. Just to melt the soda for a second. Right, and now the other side. Right, this is where the twisting action comes in, so I need to. Ow! That's lined up there. It's a bit high. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the other side. That's now. Level and in line. Right, so that's that one done. So now put some solder on the end of one of these so we can tack this into place. Go. Might have to edit this ever so slightly to make this work. No, it should be fine. I should be able to do it. Right, that's in place. And that's inside. It's better. Don't know if the locos will go over it, but that's better than it was. So now, just need to tack this down now. So let's get rid of the soldering iron over there for a minute. And bring in the hot glue gun. Right, and I have a bit of like underlay for flooring. That can go underneath that bit, which will then raise that up and make that not so much that it's going to be suspended in the air in glue. And we'll just get this. A crack bit. Bloody hate this stuff, by the way. It goes fucking everywhere. See, that's perfect. So what I'm going to do is a bit of glue on the bottom of there. Slide that into place. Just a tad on the track. That's set. The glue sticks out in a minute. Use them to push that down. And then once this is done, we should be ready to send our loco round. We'll send the new one round. Glue stick out. Because this glue gun is crap. really, as long as it's got some sort of grip on the rail, I'm not that bothered. Like I say, this is all about just stopping the rail from moving. It's never going to be, I have decided it's never going to be sceneried up. I'm just going to have it as a tunnel, just to hide the fact it's here. Basically. And that's all I'm going to do. Out. We'll obviously have to clean up the little glue trails before on the train. So the other side's not as bad as this side. I think what's left there now, if I shove glue underneath it, so it should stay in place okay. It's the only problem with hot snot, all the bloody trails you get everywhere. And if you had the low gauge, right, these trails wouldn't actually matter. Turn the soldering iron and the heat gun off a minute. Yeah, the trails wouldn't matter, but because it's N-gauge, it really does. I think that lean on that corner might be a problem, but we'll give it a go. At worst, what we'll have to do is just levy it up a little bit. But coach don't have an issue. Alright, let me put the coach back in its siding. It's not good enough. Cool down. Right. Oh, the train's just starting to move again on its own. That's much better. Just let me bring it back down here. I can put it back on. Just double check, because it looked like there was a wheel off there. Make sure that the wheels don't jump anywhere. No, that's perfect. But here it comes. It does slow down, but not like it used to. Yeah. So that time it come off. That's much better. Got more track work to sort out. I didn't plan on this taking this long. It was supposed to be a quick, you know, sort of affair. But it's turned out to be anything but a quick. Because I can't have it derailing every now and again up here. Needs to be consistent. That's better. Right. I hope you've enjoyed watching me piss about with that and solve that corner. And I'm going to get on with the next bit of video. Thanks for watching.
Little trains in a big world, moving slow, chugging through valleys where no